Hey, what's up guys? This is Sirius here. I just wanted to show you guys me playing my Affliction Warlock on the 5.4 public test realm. I've been having a lot of fun with it lately, so I just wanted to go over and show you guys the new soul swap ability, how it works, and how I've been abusing it in these battlegrounds. To be honest, I think it's overpowered and pretty crazy. At the same time, if anyone has anything bad to say about this, they can kiss my ass because they took away Fell Flame refreshing dots, and that's gonna suck pretty hard in PvP. Whereas in 5.3, if you want to refresh your dots, you have two choices. You can apply them initially using a soul shard, but then every time after that, you can pretty much keep them going indefinitely just by keeping Fell Flame, just in your rotation. In 5.4, if you're in a situation where you don't feel comfortable hard casting Unstable Affliction, you're going to have to burn another soul shard. But once you do have Unstable Affliction applied to your target, you can copy and paste it back and forth between a number of people using the new soul swap ability, and I'll show you guys how that works here. So I'm going to apply these dots initially using Soul Burn Soul Swap, and then from there I'm just going to use Soul Swap normally. So there's Soul Burn Soul Swap, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and there you have all your dots on all four targets. Now there is no cooldown on Soul Burn Soul Swap. You have only 3 seconds though from the time that you copy your dots to the time that you're allowed to paste them before the duration is over, and then you need to recopy again. Now the downside to this is that it actually remembers the duration left in all 3 of your dots, or however many dots you copied. At the time that you copy them, it's stored, so that when you paste it, only that duration is what's left when you paste. So here you see I started off with the other 4 target dummies, and I'm making my way around, just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And you can see the durations on my target. The 3 dots are ticking faster and faster because they're running out of time. And here you'll see the very last target dummy. It only lasts like a split second before it's over. So what this tells me is it's only beneficial to copy and paste a couple of times before the duration isn't worth it, and it's more worth it to hardcast the abilities again and then start copy and pasting from the start. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what's going through my mind when I've been playing through these battlegrounds on the 5.4 PTR. My goal is to dot the shit out of everything that moves. I've been kind of ignoring pets a little more, mainly focusing on players, and be a wet noodle. You want to just slip around and be very mindful of your surroundings and just avoid getting attacked. Just spread your dots everywhere and avoid taking damage. I'm going to break this down. Even if you're a new player, you'll understand what I'm saying, and this should become like very natural to everyone with a little bit of practice. First thing I'll say is make sure you turn on enemy nameplates. That'll make the enemies pop out to you so that you can easily see where they are and try to avoid standing right there near them. Keep your eyes all over your screen and try to pay attention to what's coming up on the sides, and just try to move away, just gradually move away from anything that tries to come up near you. While you're doing that, you just continue to dot the shit out of everything that's around you until you want to single target something. Once you decide that there's a player that you want to focus down, probably because they're a healer or because maybe there is only one target, make sure you have all 3 of your dots, Unstable Affliction, Corruption, and Agony on them. Then apply a Haunt and Malefic Grasp. And if you want, you can throw in there Cursive Elements as well. And if you're playing with a pet, don't forget to tell your pet to attack as well. Back to being slippery. Being mindful of your surroundings and where your enemies are is by far the most important thing, because that will save you cooldowns before you even need to use them. Just being mindful of your surroundings and moving around very stealthily and trying to remain hidden and just get your dots out there. Here you see I gained the attention of that warrior when I dotted him up. And just strafing around him, I made him move in a complete circle. He's got to be keyboard turning or something to try to attack me. Right here he catches up to me, but before you even give him a chance to attack, I use Howl. This is what you're saving your defensives for when you're trying to be slippery. Inevitably, someone is going to catch up to you to try to attack you. So use them defensively before the other player gets a chance to react, and use them to create another gap once they've closed the gap, and use that to then become slippery again and continue to kite them. Once 5.4 goes live, here's a list of things you can do to defensively to remain slippery. All Warlocks will have Howl of Terror baseline. Badass. I love that change. We'll also at the same time be able to choose between Shadow Fury and Coil. I really don't think any Warlocks are going to take Demonic Breath, only because although it is a 50% AoE snare, Warlocks already have a comparable single target snare in all three of our specs. I could get more into that in the comments if you want, but I really think that they need to buff it to at least 70% to make it viable. I just really don't see too many Warlocks choosing a 50% snare when they could already snare in place of Mortal Coil or Shadow Fury. I don't see that happening. Back to the list really quick. So we have Howl of Terror will be baseline. We'll have Shadow Fury or Coil. We'll also have Teleport. You can Fear. Depending upon which pet you're using, you can Spell Lock or Disarm them. You can, if you're again to the snares, you can use Curse of Exhaustion. You can Flag. Don't forget to use that as a snare, and make sure you space them out when you need them as a snare. Don't use them back to back, because then you just wasted one of your snares. And then you also have Hand of Golden. So you've got a snare in all three of your specs. Maybe Bloodheart if you take that as well. Just a whole list of abilities that you can use to create another gap when you need one. Also, when talking about silences, don't forget to use your Blanket Silence defensively if you need to as well. For example, you could use it against a hunter if you want to be able to free cast and you're afraid that they're going to silent shot you. You can Blanket Silence them and they're unable to silent shot you. Same thing for DKs. If you want to be able to get a couple casts off and you're afraid that the DK is gonna hit you, they can only stand there and look at you while you Blanket Silence them. So that creates a time that you can get a little bit of damage off, or a defensive ability, or just time where you're not taking damage. So you use all those abilities to create gaps, but in those oh shit moments where you're caught up, you're out of defensives, you're not sure what to do, that's when you can go in and pop Unending Resolve to reduce the damage you take. If you haven't already used it, is to make sure that you can free cast without being interrupted. Don't forget to pop your Hellstone and Dark Regeneration as well. Don't forget to use Twilight Ward on cooldown. That's a very important one too that I don't see a lot of Warlocks use. On cooldown, it lasts for 30 seconds. It's got a 30-second cooldown. So make sure you're using it before you even think that you'll need it. Unlike me in the clip that you see here. Alright, so now I'm going to try to break this down and do a play-by-play for a couple minutes for you guys. I was going to make this a separate video because I'm going on 10 minutes, but whatever. If you guys want to see it, let's go. Alright, so here I was trying to single target down that healer. I just cast a Haunt, I've already had my dots up, I have Enfeeblement to increase his cast time, and I'm trying to catch up and I get stunned. So rather than use Howl right away to create the gap, I try to move in towards a little bit more to hit more than just him. From here, I try to get more dots off and continue to run through the rest of the group to the other side where I think that I won't be attacked or won't be seen as much. And I continue to pump out dots. I decide to use Dark Soul to make those dots a little bit stronger. And here I'm going to go through the copy-paste method that I showed earlier in the video. I'm going to run right up the middle like a football player, tagging every single person that I find. Here's a copy. There's a paste. There's a copy. There's a paste. Now I was going to try to attack this healer and focus him down, but that Warlock and that Rogue that are at the top of the screen caught my attention. And I was like, ooh, shiny red ball. I'd like to go after these guys. So just to draw their attention, I would have liked to have reapplied the dots manually, but I didn't have time. So I hit them both. And then I see that rogue going after that mage, and I decide to coil him to give that mage a break. Now I know that I need to get my dots out, so I'm trying to get an unstable affliction, and here you're going to see one of the bugs that pisses me off during the PTR. I don't know if this is live or not, but I clearly cast unstable affliction on that warlock, and then I follow it up with corruption, and the corruption lands and unstable affliction does not. So here I get horrified. I have Malefic Grasp channeling on me, I have the rogue beating on me. I know I need to get my dots off, but I want to go in and get a howl on both of them. So here I'm disarmed, I'm moving in for the howl, and I land it. So now here's my chance to try to get my dots off, but the warlock trinkets. I apply my dots to the rogue, and then I copy and paste them to the warlock. Now I don't know why the hell he's hitting me with Seed of Corruption here. Right before I paste my dots onto him, I get howled, and he's channeling Malefic Grasp on me, and I interrupt it with a silence. And here I want to sink some damage into the warlock, so I try to apply a haunt and channel my own Malefic Grasp. I try to banish his pet to avoid another silence, but before I'm able to, another warlock shows up and silences me. So now I have two warlocks beating on me. Looks like an affliction and destruction. I've got a rogue opening on me. I pop unending resolve to try to avoid taking so much damage during this stun and silence and everything else. And howl comes off a cooldown, and I need to get all that shit off of me, so I howl. Here I cast my dots onto the warlock, knowing that he's on low health. So then I copy and paste them to the enemy healer, along with an enfeeblement to slow down his heals. Not knowing how many targets are around me, I copy again. And then I paste them to that other warlock that attacked me. I decide I'm going to single target him down, so I put an enfeeblement on him just to slow his damage, cast an haunt, and channel Malefic Grasp and try to take him down. Oh, man. Can't wait for this fucking video to be done, man. I'm gonna go to bed early. Work sucks. So here I get feared. And I pretty much already have backup now, and I'm in the clear, and I survived everything by carefully using Howl and Unending Resolve as cooldowns. And silence. Don't forget the silence. Finally here, I just wanted to show off the Green Infernal that comes with 5.4 if you have Green Fire. I think it's pretty cool. And then I also want to show off the damage. Now, if you're used to playing Destruction, you're used to being really high up on the killing blows. And probably the damage too. But if you're playing Affliction, you're only going to probably be really high up on the damage. And if you have people actually aiming for killing blows, they're going to get them before you because you're more worried about spreading dots than going for killing blows. So that's how I'm able to top damage by a good bit, but be really low on the killing blows because I'm more worried about pressure and getting my dots out there to apply pressure. Then that pretty much sets up for the killing blows for everyone else. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Take care.